G'day race fans, my name's Adrian, and welcome back to Just a Ride. Hey! Number 3 project, a 2003 Suzuki SV 650S, I think it is. This is the first of the second gen, which is notable by a little oil cooler and a slightly different pressed frame. Goes alright, doesn't it? This is a wee little Fiat book marketplace pickup from a lovely dude, Matthew, his name was. How you doing, man? I hope you enjoy this experience. I led him on to, hey man, I'm buying your bike and I'm going to change it drastically. This thing had a handful of months still of registration. Yeah, this is a road-going vehicle. Not anymore, it's not. It's in the Just a Ride garage. It's getting racy, JC. This thing is surrendered to the road registered world. I had Matthew take the plate off when I picked the bike up. I have no need for that. I do not want this license plate or anything that's attached to it. Like I said, this thing's going to the track. This thing is going to be a track bike. This is something projects are fun anyway, aren't they? Of course they are. But this is right beside, nestled tightly in my heart. Track days. I love them. They are my religion. These are fun. And my intent is to make this, like I said, a track bike. I've certainly, I've done track days for 1,000 years, more than a decade I've been doing track days, and Suzuki SV 650s, you see a few of them, and when you do see them, you go, I want to be that dude. That looks like a fun bike to ride. I had never ridden one up until the day of purchasing this. I had the helmet. I was like, I'll take it around the block, Matthew. So round I went. Cold engine. Didn't want to give it too much, but still wanted to feel how much it had, and it really unassuming. Like, I'll be honest, I'm a 1,000cc sports bike snob, and I see this as just isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? Little kid's toy, right? This thing gets up. This thing has got some motor. At the moment, it has the doughiest front springers. The front forks are criminally soft. The rear shock, I suspect, in that 800 meters that I test rode the bike, and I think I went through 3 of the gears, the rear shock is gone, absolutely gone. The rebound is just shat. So, I mean, that's a track bike, right? Like, let's get the imaginary whiteboard out. What's gonna happen to this thing? Actually, no. What I would like to happen to this thing, what becomes a reality, who knows, right? And that's we're both in this ride together, guys. It's getting fully fared. I have already purchased, and it's on its way from a very slow boat from China. A fully fared race fairing body, with the oil sump to the bottom half of the fairing, a new tail, the fender. I haven't even thought about the fender yet. The engine. I've done a little bit of homework, enough to know 2 things that are going to change with the engine right away. It has this oil cooler, external oil cooler that the first gen motors didn't have, and they didn't change much in the first to second gen, but for this oil cooler, so that is superfluous weight, if that's even the word. It's weight I don't want and I don't need. I've garnered some information from doing this, and they're like, oh, the oil is gonna have to get regularly changed now. It's a track bike. If you aren't changing the oil at every track day, then I don't want to share the track with you. So no beef, and I save a couple of, maybe a kilo or so there. Obviously, weight saving is what I'm chasing. This whole headlight assembly, I can only imagine how much that weighs. It's gone! It's going! The wire snips are going to be well used in this gig. Blinkers, headlights, tail lights, horn, they're all going with extreme prejudice. Bar mounts and things that are connected to those headlights, tail lights, blinkers and horn, they're going as well. Yeah, back to the soft and springiness, the doughiness of this. Another advantage that I've always been aware of, and why I probably see a lot of Suzuki SV 650s on the track, they're really compliant. You know, like when it comes to other bits of other Suzuki models of other years, they do click together pretty easy on this thing. So number one, my mind is now leaning towards an entire front end change. Those forks are, like I said, are criminal, and I ain't putting them near the track. No way. These track, you know, we're chasing a firm setup, people, and whatever minimal amounts of adjustment would be in those tiny sticks ain't going to give me what I need. I have more faith in the e-bike fork. Well, that's a bloody fork, you know. So yeah. And I know that, like, for example, Gixxer GSXR 600, 750, 1000 front ends can go clicky click with not too much faffery. But if I do have to faffer, I'll always have got the International Tool Services, industrial? Nah, it's International Tool Services, good friend who's a genius when it comes to making metal in shapes that I require them to be in. But yeah, the stripping of anything that's heavy, that is going to slow you down, and it's all about the making it stiff and making it aero and sexy. So yeah, that's kind of an overall as it stands now. It's I'm recording this on May the 4th. You may not see this for a while, but it's May the 4th, so hopefully Yoda is with me. He's usually with me on the golf course, so hopefully he's with me in the garage when I do this. My initial plan right now, it runs. It's a beautiful running bike. I'll just check the compression of the engine to see if I have to dive in any deeper. Don't really need to feel like if I have to, I will, but I ain't gonna just for the hell of it. I mean, the engine will come out of the bike. I think absolutely, yeah, it will. It's got to come out because I wants to clean it like it's never been cleaned before, and everything else in and around that. And once the engine's out of the frame, that wiring harness, which I'm going to be doing some cutting on, it will be easier to work on without the donk inside it. And this, look at the size of that. Look at the girth of that thing. This thing arrived in the post only but an hour ago, a day after the bike arrived. And I've had a quick flick through it, and I like it very much what I see here. I've always had digital forms of workshop manuals, and I'm a type prick, I'll be honest. I get the free PDF download, and you find yourself out here, engine apart, oil and shit everywhere, and your $2,000 bloody MacBook Pro next to you, and you try to touch this screen with, why have I got it on a computer? I know the future, and the future is Hayes. Not a sponsored ad, but if you want to help us out, boys, no worries. Yeah, this is quite in depth, and it's got just some service limit stuff as well that I can easily measure, so it's going to be a wild ride, and it's going to end up going super fast. So yeah, this is just the intro, I suppose. Next bit, some tools, bit of strip down, like I said, compression test, see how much juice is coming through the battery when the bike is on, just to see the health of the alternator, stator, whatever. Yeah. How good are project bikes though? Just the all-consuming, having a quiet moment, doing a poo, thinking about whatever it needs next, or the telephone internet browser history is just loaded with pages of parts that I'm either moving on or about to move on, or need some more information on. Oh, project bikes are so good, aren't they? Yeah. Righto, as you can see, to get to this front cylinder, I'm just going to drop the radiator out of the way. I kind of need it still to be engaged, because obviously I'm about to do a compression test. Full throttle. Uh-oh. The old Hayes manual tells me that the service tolerance is 158 psi. It should be 101 or something. I've got 120 in the front, and that's exactly the same that I got in the rear cylinder as well, that I've done off camera. So at least rings, if not piston and rings. It will benefit from some cleaning, won't it? You see there are all the things that I have taken off. I've just denoted where the hell it was connected to. And I've got all this loose. So my attempt now is to get these injector bodies out. So hopefully they do. Everything should be disconnected, all the wires. Here's the accelerator cable. It's going to slide through the frame. It's just in those rubber boots, which are 20 years old, which are probably aren't rubber anymore. It's just a case of prizing the bugger out. But holding something that's incredibly delicate, I'm not too sure where to put force and where not to put force. As long as it doesn't move. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Here we go. There it be. The bounty has been had. What's connected? Nothing's connected, is it? Oh. Oh, no, there is. I've got some form of hose, which I can't even see. Where the hell? Oh yeah, it's a little bloody... Oh, it's the idle adjust. Yeah. It just pops out of the housing. And now we're free. Now this has just got to come through the frame. And will it do it with all the gubbins still on it? Probably not. Let me just put the very expensive, very delicate injector body here whilst I work this little Tetris game out. Come on. Be the ball, Danny. Be the ball. Well, it's kind of hard with you talking like that. Alright. Alright, job done. Now we can see some good stuff here. Oh, you got a light there, mate? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can see valves. Hey, little guys. How are ya? Yeah, this is going to need some cleaning. But not too much. I have already encountered a little bit of an issue. These two N6 bolts that are holding the rear set on, and its brother on the other side have not been removed in the 1,000 years since this bike's been made. And I've successfully made that M6 hex head bolt there, probably a 6.5 or a 7 mil. Yeah, that's another problem for another day. Back to work. Okay. Absolute bastard of a thing. You actually have to sort of move, you know, take all of the connectors off to do anything in relation to the front cylinder, i.e. take the spark plug out. Absolute bloody nuisance. Well, it's time to get some fluids out of this thing. Drain plug and all of that should come out of that. Hopefully not like a fire hydrant and controlled. We'll see how it goes. Alright. It's a case of cracking this and then just feeding off the actual radiator cap to equal the pressure out, so it isn't a bloody fire hydrant. Alright, that's good. Let me just put that there next to you guys. Okay, here we go. This is where it's going to get wild. Got the rags next to me. Come on. Is this where I wear this in the face? There it comes. Oh shit! It's just got water in it. Cheap buggers aren't using coolant. Alright, whatever. No judgment. You can splash there? Oh, I am. Like it's not glycol. Alright, that's the water out. The two things I said earlier that I was going to change, one being oil cooler, right? Don't need that. That's going to go. There's just a couple of banjo bolts that obviously I've just got to plug the holes of where they were. And then there's this, what like Suzuki called the pairs system, which is really just a bloody hose at the top of the cylinder head. It's this hose here. That's going. And I've already got on the way just a blanking plate that yeah, apparently this doesn't like aftermarket exhaust, only works with Ridgy-Dig. And really, who wants a Ridgy-Dig exhaust? It's got to be aftermarket. All right, so let's get some oil out of this, and this will be the last bit of fluid that this bike is holding. Yeah, that's loosening. Always does my head in upside down. Not too sure if this is the sump plug. We'll know in a second. Before I begin though, I'll leave the cap on the other side. Science! Huh? It's science! Has a copper washer, so that you would think is an oil plug. Rich brown goodness. Nothing of any note on the magnet tip. This is a good thing. So let us just enjoy that silky goodness coming out of there. No water in it as well. That's always a good thing when it's not cloudy and it's brown. Much prefer it brown than custard. Just got to make sure no crankshafts or pistons fall out of here. No, all good. Only torches on the way out, guys. All right, officially, she's holding no more fluid. There we go. A little nervous? Not gonna lie to you. All right, this is where we're at. These are the engine mount bolts that I do have out from places like there, in there, one there, one there. I've got that and its partner on the other side still in, and I have a jack under it. All right. Well, there's movement. There's movement. Oh, I'm just a bit skeptical of my centre of gravity and that engine and where my jack is in relation to the centre of gravity. Obviously, because I'm doing this for the first time, so this is how you do it. I'm just got my left hand on that front cylinder because that's my skepticism, is that I have the jack too far back. And if it does go, it's got to go down to the front. I don't want that to happen. Come on, release your bounty. Alright, I've got a spacer that potentially could fall and hit the deck. Spacer. Alright, there's one on this side. Whew, heart rate's increasing. Trying to keep control of it. This is the last fastening holding this engine into the frame, and then it's all going to be about the jack. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Little spacer. Oh, okay. That's how it's sliding through the frame. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Okay. Woo! Yeah, there's movement. Now I need to slide this forward and then down. Okay, you right now. Woo! Woo! Come on. Oh, don't fall, do not fall, do not fall. I'm going to work this out with my foot. Nothing's going to catch. Yep. Right. Think about lowering this jack. I think I'm clear. Oh, Jesus Christ. That went, didn't it? That really went. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're clear. Oh my God, my heart is racing right now. Holy shit. Oh. Okay. I'm just going to muscle you out of here, I think. Wheel you out. You want to be good? Be good, be good. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, I'm in a position now. Oh. 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 It's out. Now what do? This has got to go straight to the ground, I think. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh. You are just going to rest gently. Yet. Oh. Yes. Oh. All right. Let's get this heart rate down. Sit rep. So here we are, all stripped down. Everything's out, harness is off it. So the rear linkage and the suspension and all that gubbins, much like the front end. I'm just going to hold off for now up until I can get suitable replacements. So it's just for easy use. It's kind of, it's easy to push around with it wheeled. Have a good clean of this chassis as well. I will. So this is kind of where we're at, people. It's beating hard. A couple of goodies. Still yet to actually give that a clean. Throttle bodies and injectors and whatnot. Starter motor and the water pump. Some hoses. And my OCD has come into play. Just all nothing new, not reinventing the wheel here, just bag it and tag it and keep it in its relative, its partner. And leg case. Probably should have stated at the start that this is not a how-to video, but more of a how I do it video. You should have been well aware of that by the anxiety and heart rate that I had when I was pulling this donk out of that chassis right here. As the first time I've pulled out like a serious sort of, let's call it road bike. Pulled engines out of dirt bikes and old school cradle-like frames before, small engines too. But this was, this had the heart rate racing, which was, it was a good thing. It was only a few days before I did that. I was up at a buddy's house, real good mate, helping him pull a V8 out of the middle of a Ferrari. And I had no financial investment in this vehicle at all, and that had my heart rate about the same as what it was when I was pulling the dog out of the SV. A mid-engine Ferrari, a V8 coming out of that. We had this thing perched up on this rack, and we had to push the car away from the rack with what I could only imagine was a 600 kilo engine hanging above 1975 modelled Ferrari. But my buddy's making progress on that as well, so that's awesome. I will get the shopping list sorted. I'll punch some bearings out of this and put new ones in it, get some piston rings, go back, obviously, got to touch base with my boys at Full Noise Motorcycles, which is a little local mechanical shop just down the road from me, with two absolute legends who own it and work there. They will assist me in, are the pistons good enough to go back in, or is it pistons as well as rings? This remains to be seen. Like I said, the barrels are really nice, so I might just give them a quick hone. That'll obviously be done at Full Noise Motorcycles. I don't have the honing tools for that. But yeah, like I said, there was no surprises inside this engine, which was really nice. Nice and tight, right? Beautiful design, like the V. There was lots of staring on the bench. I had to take a bit off and then get the torch out and just stare for 15 minutes. This book too has been a godsend. Just the way they just the way they word it, and they step you through it. They even say, yeah, you got this tool, but you can use this other way without buying the specific tool or whatever it may be. I've often seen these in the past and never moved on them, but I'm never doing this again without a Hayes manual. They're bloody brilliant. So I think that's me for this episode, guys. I appreciate your patience for hanging around. Hope you enjoyed this build as much as I am. Even if you are enjoying it 7% as much as I am, then you're having fun, aren't you? Be well. Take care.